I was just going to summarize your issue. So
Okay.
you've encountered some mobile usability errors that seem really odd in Google Search Console, and you're trying to investigate those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you'd like to share your screen, you can. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me share. Now, so the ones I think that maybe, because my understanding is a lot of times that the text is too small to read, maybe is not, what did they say? It a lot of times it's a false positive. And that's the one I think might be. Now the content wider than screen, I am not as familiar with Elementor working in that. I was going to go into the text part and kind of like update the text globally, but I couldn't find, I was finding the individual place. I was like, I'm not going through this entire website and changing that. I want to find the global thing. And then clickable elements too close together. But here it says validation not started.
Right.
So I thought I had sent all these in, but I don't know.
So did you make a, so notice where it went to 0 errors and then suddenly on the date timeline, on a particular date, it started showing errors. Did you make a change to the website around July 1st?
What's today, the 20th? Possibly.
Okay. Or a couple days before that. Have you made any significant textual changes to this website?
Not text. So here the thing is, the client may have done some.
Okay.
The main thing I was doing was, let me pull up the things I worked on recently. Why is it not coming up? And the last not coming up. Okay. So one of the things I worked with was the logo was like huge. And like when you viewed it on mobile, it would like overlap all these. So I finally got in, this was not easy changing this logo. It kept wanting to do it like, 1080 by 1080 pixel. So I was able to get the logo smaller, and that I resolved. And that was probably like a week ago. So it was after the 21st.
Okay.
Let me see. Hold on. Is
That'd be the
let me move this over here. Okay. So see, that would have been, yeah. So that would have been around in here.
Right.
Let's see, and then it went back up.
Okay.
And anyway, I don't know. So
what is it? Have you looked at it on mobile yourself?
yeah, let me see. And because I do responsive.
Okay.
And I can't remember. Oh, this is the one. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah, I mean, you can see it right there, right on the iPad. Now, when Google says mobile, I don't know if they mean iPad as well as a phone.
So, right, you're talking about the requested quote that it's on both of these? Yeah. Okay. I'll have to work with and see about that, because I'm not sure.
We'll go back to the error on Search Console, because I'm not sure that's the error that is being thrown.
We're looking, I think that would be this one.
Clickable elements too close together, though that's usually like
No. Yeah. Okay.
too small to read. And content wider than screen. So content wider than screen means a non-responsive.
It runs off the page. But see, I think it used to, but I think that it doesn't now. It doesn't run off the screen.
Well, David, how important is it? You have a couple of these things. Is that going to really affect your appearance in search results?
So remember that Google is mobile first in their evaluation of our website for search engines.
Right.
So we do want to make sure we're mobile, we pass all the mobile friendly tests.
Right.
But what I've found is that Search Console mobile usability graph throws a lot of false positives. So I'll notice that nothing has changed on the website. Like I didn't change a thing, and suddenly pages will pop up in this report.
Okay.
So what I do, my first step is validate it. Just validate it.
Like when you say that, you mean like click on here and say validate? Okay. So
that's kind of the first thing I do is just go and say validate fix. And clear it out. Let Google take a second look. It's almost like it hiccups there. Now, you can also use the mobile usability test, which is and look at these individual pages that it's showing have errors. And it will show you a
Okay,
screenshot.
cannot continue the validation. Affected pages were found. Fix the issue and run the validation.
Interesting.
Well, maybe it's having problems bringing it up because you were also, remember?
I'm wondering if
Let me
it's
see if I
something
can.
with, because see, I'm trying to get them to move host.
So let's go to the mobile usability test and throw one of these in there.
Okay, so where am I going?
Go to just to
Oh,
a new tab.
It comes up really fast for me.
Okay,
So
good. Okay, new tab and just type in mobile
Type in mobile
usability.
usability test and just see.
Oh,
What are you seeing?
okay. So go back to your page. I don't know if this is it or not, but
Okay,
it just seems like you should, from a perspective of your own usability, get those things corrected, right? So you saw one thing, but scroll down. So look at those two boxes to the left, mold remediation, water damage. I can't even read those. I don't know if Google's picking that up, but obviously.
yeah, they need to be changed.
Yeah.
I need to go through the whole site.
That would not be showing up in this report in Search Console.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, but they do need to be changed.
okay. Okay, so,
So go
okay.
back to your Google search.
Okay,
We're
so-
looking for Google's mobile usability. There you go. Is your page mobile friendly? Put the
Okay,
URL in there. Run test. All right, so there's lots of value in this test. If you doubt whether Google can even read a page, throw it in here. If you want to see what Google sees when it looks at this page, throw it in here. There's a lot of things besides mobile friendly. But this is going to, theoretically, this is what you're seeing in bulk in the Search Console.
yeah.
The page by page test and Search Console is running this theoretically on every page. But if something hiccups, it's almost like something hiccups now and then, and suddenly something won't pass. Okay, so not mobile friendly. So view tested page. Screenshot.
See it?
Okay. So this suggests to me that the CSS or something is hidden from Google.
Yeah, for some reason it's not able
to. Now, let me remind you that this is the same page that had that the same site that had that weird robots.txt.
Right.
So they probably did something with the CSS then.
Yeah, because an old school robots.txt would prevent Google from looking at the CSS and JavaScript, which it now wants to see.
Yeah. So I took, I fixed the robots.txt file. So you're saying there's something else I need to find and fix?
It might be that Google hasn't realized that's been fixed yet.
Okay.
So let's go back to Search Console for a second. Scroll down to a page. No, under too small to read, scroll down. And hover over one of those URLs and do the magnifying glass.
That is, why do they hide that? Why do you have to hover?
Okay, so now
because I already forgot that. I think you brought that up last week or the week
did,
before.
yeah.
Test the live URL.
Where is that up here? Yes, it's hidden.
So notice it's already crawled it today.
Huh?
You notice that the green box said crawled today.
Yes. Okay.
So we're just going to try to see. So one of the things we've noticed with this site, and it's pretty common with other sites, is that if the site doesn't have a kind of a critical mass. All right, so we'll get to this in a second. if Google if it doesn't have a kind of a critical mass, Google doesn't visit it very often, and it won't notice things have been updated.
Okay.
It might not have seen the robots.txt file, even though it's been updated and changed yet.
Okay.
So what we're going to try to do, so notice there were 3 items that it was not mobile friendly. Now there's 2.
Yeah, so see, that's been doing that though for me. It's been doing 3, then 2, 3, then 2. So, okay, so now what?
So I want to view tested page under, okay, screenshot. So it's not seeing the robots.txt. So
can we make sure that, I want to make sure that it still hasn't changed that robots.txt.
Right, that's exactly what I wanted to check. So let's just do robots.txt under, and just make sure there's nothing weird going on. Okay, here we go. Everything's fine.
Yes, that's what I did.
That's okay. Fine. Okay. So there could be something else preventing. Oh, go to the home page for a second here. View a source on this. And I want to look for the style sheet. And I want to make sure the style sheet's being rendered in HTTPS.
So
yeah,
Control F.
Yeah, just to Control F and then .css and just see what we get.
Oh, .css. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So here's one.
Ah, it's on a CDN. Oh, there's several CSSs. Okay. So this interesting. So this is the WP is the Jetpack CDN.
Jetpack, yes.
Right. So let's try something. Copy the second CSS instance. Copy that URL.
This one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Open a new tab, but paste it, but don't hit enter.
Okay.
And I want you to remove everything after .com/.
You want to go to here?
Including leave the slash. And I want you to type robots.txt.
Ah.
Oh.
What's that mean?
This CDN does not allow Google to access the robots.txt file on it. So this is a forbidden file. Now, that might be why Google's having a hard time finding this style sheet. Let's go back to the view source again, and let's do the same thing with the other CSS file.
Okay. Okay.
I guess you could see if this was actually causing it by disabling the CDN temporarily, right?
So the first one that's orange, grab that URL, do the same thing. So when Google does not see a robots.txt file.
So this is the secure server cdn.net. You want everything after that?
Let's leave the IP address in there this time. And I'm just
okay. So the IP, so start where the R is here.
Yeah. And new robots.txt, and then we'll try it without the IP address.
Not doing anything.
Did you hit enter?
Yeah. Yes, I hit enter.
I was just making sure. All right, remove the IP address and see if we can. Huh. Go to the put the cursor at the end of the TXT. There we go. Okay, now hit enter. That's real weird. But it does look like there is no robots.txt, and perhaps Google is. So.
Oh, wait, here you go. Okay, timeout. Okay.
There we go. Unable to connect to the origin server.
It says, yeah, hosting timeout.
Interesting.
So is that that would be the website host?
Yeah, maybe.
Which is, I'm trying to get them to change. I think they'll be changing soon. Because it's
so, Dave is exactly right. If we turn off the CDNs and do the mobile friendly test, that will confirm our theory that the CDNs are okay. Good. The CDNs are causing the Google's inability to see this.
Okay, so the plugins.
But it's hard, David, even if that's true, while Trish is doing this,
yes.
It's almost hard for me to believe though that that would be the problem, just because I mean it would be the problem for anybody using.
Well, I say Jetpack
right?
is so you know, a lot of people have it. So I'm just going to deactivate Jetpack.
You probably should just be able to go into the settings and disable the
okay.
The caching and all that stuff.
Going
you could disable
settings. Yeah, there you go. And remove CDN.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with I mean, I've used Jetpack before, but it's been ages. So performance.
There you go. See the top two?
Yeah. There you go. Enable site accelerator. Turn that off.
Try that one first and then see what happens.
Okay.
And then caching. Give any caching.
Where's the caching?
Look under managed WordPress at the very top. Very, very, very top of the page. Far right. Flush cache. Okay, now let's reload the home page.
Oh.
Yeah, just go ahead and reload that. Because we want to reload the source code, right?
Oh, okay.
That's what we want to see. We want to make sure that it's now the CDN.
Source, okay. Okay, and then we want to do find CSS.
Oh, there's two CDNs. There's two CDNs.
So let's look at the
and Jetpack.
The server. Okay, so the server meaning their host, website host,
must be,
which is GoDaddy.
Well, if you go back to that WordPress management thing that David pointed out, managed WordPress, there's got to be like there you go, hosting settings. There's got to be a way to turn all that off.
Oh, see, I don't have access to their GoDaddy account.
Right, so let's test it now. So there were two CDNs that might be causing one of the problems. One is Jetpack CDNing this.
Okay.
Now we can go to mobile friendly test with this URL again.
Wait a minute. I don't remember where it was. Okay.
No, you just go over a couple to the left. It's all right. There you go. There it is. And then hit refresh.
So it sounds like too that the CDN that like hosts are starting to put this on as well, and then people go into WordPress and put it on too.
Well, I think my new theory is that we're CDNing something that's already CDN'd, and Google is having trouble with that. Normally, so neither had a robots.txt file. Now, when Google encounters no robots.txt file, it doesn't exclude it. It just says, okay, I don't know where I'm allowed to or not. So what I was making sure was that there wasn't a robots.txt at the CDN telling Google not to index it.
Not to index, okay.
All right, so Google, the CDNs are allowing Google to crawl it. So now our working theory is the to CDN. Interesting, let's view the tested page.
Same thing.
Same thing. Go to more info.
Page
Look at the
resources.
page resources.
58 of 82 could not be loaded.
All right.
Googlebot blocked. What? Why? Wow. It's still like the robots.txt errors.
Well, there's all kinds of errors actually. So this is so if you click on robots.txt, hover over that. There you go.
This is okay.
There is the robot. So let's click on that and let's see what it says. Disallow everything.
How do we get rid of that?
You can't.
Right.
What do you mean you can't?
It's this. It's the way their CDN set up.
Yeah, it's somebody.
Well-
It's somebody else owns that asset, and they're doing it that way.
So, I mean, I guess, how do I fix the site then? I guess I'm not, how do I word my question? Like,
Turn
how do
off
I
the
fix
CDN.
this? Do what now?
Turn off the CDN.
Okay, so we turned off Jetpack. So we now have to turn off the CDN on their host end. Is that right?
And then
Okay.
test it, see if that helped.
Okay. Okay, I can get access to that.
But
So
if
let
you
me.
go through that list,
Mhm.
you can see. So do a look for all the CSS files. See, that is not a CSS file. That
No.
the first
Mhm.
one.
This is the events. This is the same thing. Both of these
Right.
are that events API server. This is a redirection error
Right?
for
I
an
don't know.
image.
WS. Oh, it's an image.
Well, no, it's JavaScript, but it's
Yeah.
I don't know why it's kind of weird.
Yeah, and Google blocking the Google API maps is fine. Google doesn't
Yeah.
want, it.
Yeah.
Here
This is the
for
secure.
CSS. There's an other error on
Mhm.
this.
So that's with that same CDN, right? With the
Yeah,
host.
that's the next step. I would do the troubleshoot this to see if you can turn off that CDN.
Okay. Okay. And then redo this mobile friendly test and see what errors come up then. Okay. Okay. I will
That's
do
why
that.
it's not able to see the mobile friendly, because for whatever, if the other error is, it can't read the CSS to say that it's rendered mobile friendly.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, and I can get access to that. So I'll just have to, I'll reach out to them and hopefully do that today.
But
So
you
this
should
is
be able to,
Sorry.
within that site, you should be able to, with the WordPress backend, like you're doing, you should be able to disable
Right.
this stuff
I think
In
so,
here?
too.
somewhere in there. If not, then yeah, you got to get on help with GoDaddy. 'Cause that's
Cloudways?
ridiculous.
Well, no, this is just a backup. It's not on Cloudways
Okay.
right now.
Under
I'm
settings
wanting to get it on Cloudways.
or tools,
Tools.
just hover over that.
Oh,
Let's see what all right. How about essential add-ons? Hover over that. Okay. That's what, do not click on it. All right.
Yeah, you'd have to go through some of this stuff.
Yeah. Maybe it's under Elementor. Maybe it's under managed Word. It's probably under managed WordPress.
hosting settings, but I think that took me out though to the
Yeah.
host.
That's what it seems to apply there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the next troubleshooting step. What's interesting about this question is this report in Search Console is very frustrating because, like I said, most of the time when I find an error, nothing has changed. Google just hiccups. But we went through the troubleshooting process, which was go to the mobile friendly test, and it still showed an error. Okay, now we knew, oh, there really is an error here.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of working through that process by saying it, and we got to the right step where it's like, well, what is it that's not, Google's not able to access?
Okay.
And we found the CSS files, which it needs to access. They're in some CDN, but for some reason, Google doesn't even tell us they're not accessible.
Yeah. Okay.
So then the question becomes, well, how big of a deal is this? And there's really, so Google is still, let's go to Search Console for a second. Let's confirm what a big deal this is, if it's a big deal, I should say.
Okay.
So go put the home page in the inspect URL. There you go. Okay, so it's submitted index, so Google has a copy of it, but it has issues mobile friendly. So is this going to shut down their business? No. But if Google's evaluating this from the mobile first perspective,
they're not going to serve them up as much.
Right.
Yeah.
So is this a drop everything and fix? No, because Google has a copy of it. It sees it and it's indexed. It's submitted and indexed. However, I don't like knowing that Google has issues with it.
Yeah. Because if Google has issues, they're not going to serve it up as in the results as high.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But it has not rejected it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It is not indexed it.
Correct.
Right. So that, at least that's true.
Okay.
So requesting indexing won't help because we haven't fixed the mobile usability issue.
Okay. Okay.
So I think that once the CDN problem is identified and fixed, all that stuff's going to clear out. Because the CSS controls that. It controls the viewport, which controls the width of the screen. It controls the size of images and text. I'm sorry, images has nothing to do with this, texts. So once Google is able to see the CSS, it'll be like, oh yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And normally with like a caching plugin, you get the options to like say that you don't want any of the JavaScript stuff, or any of the images in bulk. You should also be able to like disable certain pages that you want from being cached.
Yeah, that assumes that they're using the best plugins, and this is we've encountered problems with this site before where they have plugins that do two plugins and do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like someone said,
yeah, I
set it up, and then someone said, oh, I need to do a caching plugin. Well, there's or I have to put a CDN on it.
Yeah.
There's already a CDN.
Right. This is the one. There were two SEO plugins, and I removed one and kept Yoast.
Right.
What do you guys think about the idea of, because you got Cloudways migrate? What do you think about the idea of migrating it over to Cloudways, putting together a like your own subdomain on your own domain, and then submitting that to Google search and seeing if the issues show up or not?
Well, then you get into trouble with duplicating the site.
Yeah. Is there a way that you could handle that somehow?
You'd have to set up a redirect from the subdomain to the main.
The main, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just less than ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's tough because too, you have to give the robot ability to see it. So if you have a robot that's CXT, so
Yeah.
don't look at this, then the test tools won't even look at it.
That's true. So I think in this case, I would probably get on with GoDaddy Help because it's their managed stuff, and just let them tell you what you should do.
Yep, that's it. Or turn off the CD. Figure out how to turn off the CDN. And
Yeah,
test
I'm
that.
gonna see if I can try to figure out how to turn off that CDN instead of going to ask for help, because
Yeah, if you can. It didn't seem like there was anything obvious there.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, there was that weird phenomenon where we put the URL in with robots.txt and it 502'd.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be that the error is that Google's timing out,
Yeah.
because Google's only going to take so much time to look at a file and it'll give up on it.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah.
an error with their CDN, or maybe the CDN's hiccuping and having an overload problem,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because let's face it, it's probably not the highest end
Yeah.
CDN.
But it's there's got to be a way to turn that stuff off. You just
Right.
have to find it.
Yeah.
This site isn't that big with as many assets that it really needs a CDN.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
little overkill.
Yeah, it is. And some of their pictures though are larger. They don't have a lot of pictures. So I have talked to them about using a minimizer for the file before uploading the new images.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, that'll help a little too, but that won't be a mobile friendly problem
Yeah, no.
unless the image is so wide that it pushes the image off the
Mhm.
viewport.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's an
Good,
interesting question. It's very odd.
Well, this is the second thing on this website that you've come back with. That's very odd. So, okay.